Hello and welcome to this edition of the Podium, which is coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation with me, Asmiba. We start with a quote of the day, which comes from the Athenian philosopher Socrates, and it says, "Life without cross-examination is not worth living." Coming up in today's edition of the program, the Minister of Political and Public Affairs raises concern over the Kenema killing of a supporter of the Sierra Leone People's Party. We shall get the reaction of the Minister of State East and also the Regional Vice Chairman Eastern Region of the Sierra Leone People's Party. As Ramadan approaches, we shall be looking at the preparations. How should Muslims prepare for the holy month of Ramadan? All these and more, including your text messages, which you can be part of by inboxing us on 077685545. 077685545 is the number you can send your text messages to. The program is Podium. Don't forget the number you can send your messages to 088373504. The Ministry of Political and Public Affairs has condemned the killing in Kenema of a young man believed to be a supporter of the Sierra Leone People's Party. A release signed by the minister stated that the incident started as a disagreement between the two SLP factions in what was supposed to be a peaceful meeting, which later developed into a standoff between supporters of retired Brigadier Julius Madabio and former chairman and leader John Opunjo Benjamin. Well, the Sierra Leone People's Party also issued a press release describing the incident as brutal and despicable. Well, in the studio we have the Regional Vice Chairman East of the Sierra Leone People's Party and also Umaru Jogobari. He is the Communications Specialist of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Now let me start with you, Umaru Jogobari. What has been the Ministry's assessment of the recent incidents in Kenema?
Thank you very much, Asmi. Good afternoon, listeners. To me, it is a disappointment. And we should always note that a life lost for any Sierra Leonean is a concern, not only for the ministry, but for anybody who has got Sierra Leone at heart. This information was brought in and cross-checked with all those responsible organizations, including the minister, President Minister East, the head of the police, the AIG Caro, and all other stakeholders. And it's a regret for the party, SLPP, because as we learned, as you already heard, as me reading from the press release, it was a meeting that they got together in order to make peace between themselves, which ended up in this despicable atmosphere in which one Sierra Leonean lost his life. It's a real disappointment. It's a big disappointment.
So, from your press release, it seems that the ministry has already taken a conclusion on the matter.
Yes, as I said, we conferred with appropriate authorities. We made sure that the information given by our minister or the ministry is nothing but the truth. And made telephone calls and text messages, emails, what have you. And that's exactly what we gathered together to make that press release. And the minister made no mistake. To me, it was timely because we were not expected to make a press release the very day it happened, because we had to cross-check our information first to make sure that whatever we give to the public is exactly what transpired.
Well, the police is still doing its investigation.
Yes. And you know, investigations come from different folds. The police do it their own way. Maybe they want to get witnesses, they want to have written information. But we go on the spot and get information from people who are exactly at the scene.
So what did you find out?
That it was a deliberate act. It was an act perpetrated by one of the supporters of one of the factions of the SLPP, and as such, that led to it. In fact, it was planned.
Was it premeditated?
That is what I'm saying. It was planned. It was premeditated. Because you cannot expect somebody to have been together with you and then waiting for the person to leave and then following up and then having such an incident happen. It was premeditated.
Okay, let me bring in Honorable Philip Tondone, who is the regional vice chairman East of the Sierra Leone People's Party. Honorable, this incident has muddied the image and character of your party as an opposition.
Thank you very much, and I wish good afternoon to listeners. You know, as my brother was speaking, I'm wondering whether the Minister of Political Affairs he has now the right, but the issue is under investigation. So he's speaking very assertively, as if they've already investigated. As you've read from our press release, the party totally condemned the act and we dissociate ourselves. It's an isolated incident. We went to Kenema.
Isolated when one of your members lost his life?
No, when I say isolated, it has nothing to do with the stakeholders meeting we had, and it was not where we were holding the meeting. It was about almost half a mile where this incident took place among the youth. But the unfortunate thing here is, I'm the regional vice chairman, Eastern region, and we had parallel executives. Parallel executive in Freetown, parallel executive in Kenema, parallel executive as a result of those I suspended in Kono. So we mostly thanks to the leadership of PPRC. He had mediated throughout. Rules and regulations were designed and it was opposed by petitioners. So it was the petitioners and few members of the National Executive that made this delegation. And who are the petitioners? Honorable Alpha Timo, Mr. Sanyama, John Oponjo Benjamin, Dr. Ambassador Dabo representing KKY or whatever, and he had his representative, and PPRC representative. On our side, not there's a person than the leader and chairman, Chief Sumono Kapel, I as the regional vice chairman, East, the administrative director, and Lawyer Mbriwa being the chairman of the legal team of SFPP. So it was a nine-man team. And our mission really was, one, to co-opt other stakeholders in the respective districts in the committee. So it was a reconciliation of various factions in the party. The whole essence was to go and restore constitutionality, and where political prudency applies, we do.
Okay, but it all started as a result of this parallel executive. That alone shows that the internal democracy in your party is very weak.
No, well, it all started under the leadership of John Oponjo Benjamin. I inherited this impasse. John Oponjo Benjamin, when he was a leader and chairman, 2011-2012, the NEC, which is the National Executive Council, sent out a schedule for lower level elections up to districts, and they've conducted the zoners, the sectioners, the chiefdom, the constituency. At about a few days to the district, we had the demise of Honorable Mami Foya. John Benjamin was supposed to call an emergency NEC meeting to reverse the decision. Then I was the regional vice chair to Honorable Patrick Foya. What John Benjamin did single-handedly, he said, Kenema, Kailam, they should not go ahead with the elections. The Secretary General then, Budget Agency, and all that, said nobody can overturn the decision of NEC. Kenema District, go ahead. They've already been given all the logistics, and they went ahead as scheduled. So they elected their executive. Later on, John Benjamin said, no, I told you people not to go ahead as a result of the demise of that lady. That election is going to be repeated. Kenema District says, no. Rather than you, we are listening to the decision of NEC. But being the chairman and leader then, he sent a team of legal people to go to Kenema. In fact, they locked the doors of the offices before them. And what John Benjamin did, he asked some of the constituencies where those who were defeated to come together. They went and held an election in the police station, and he endorsed them rather than the originally elected people.
So
that's the beginning. I'm giving you the
genesis. No, as it has happened now, because we're on air, we don't have much time to go into all those nitty-gritty.
That's the genesis.
But as it happened now, the guy who lost his life was a member of the JOB camp, and now you are accusing John Oponjo Benjamin to have laid the foundation.
No, the problem in Kenema is as a result of John Benjamin's maladministration. He was the chairman
and now one of his supporters has lost it. So there is a nexus.
No, let me come.
There is a nexus now.
No, there's no nexus. Let me tell you. To go to our convention, you must have been elected at lower level. So people were taken to the convention without being elected at lower level. That's the genesis of the problem. So when they went, about 4 or 5 of them, they came, they said, we are the executive. Then the people of Kenema are saying, those who elected at the lower level are the people who recognize. You go to Joe Benjamin for him to create another office for you. That has been the issue. That's what I inherited as regional chairman. But when I looked at, with consultation with the stakeholders in Kenema district, I realized that there is 85% on this side, those who have occupied the office, as against 15% of those who went to convention. And for any serious and sober politician, you go for the majority. So I supported this group based on the fact and according to our constitution of the party.
So is it so now?
So this impasse has been going on. We made an attempt with the support of the Kenema MPs. They funded us. I took all my regional colleagues. We went to Kenema. We were almost at the end of resolving the situation. But for the minority leader who went and preached constitutionality, that there should be no arrangement in terms of peace, it should be the full executive of Fudesano that should be elected. Then the entire process went into bananas at that point in time. PPRC is telling us we have no more time, and you as SMPP have no more time. You will resolve everything, but there is one major thing remaining. Those parallel executive has to be resolved before you go to lower level.
And it was not resolved in Kenya?
No, it was almost resolved. But for Bernadette Lai, who was not part of the committee, came at the penultimate time at about 6 o'clock. Thank God, Karu Kamara was with us when we were summarizing. But he advised us, gentlemen and ladies, it is about time, it's about 7, 8 o'clock. I think we should continue this meeting tomorrow.
Thank you.
What happened? Let me tell you now. What happened? We went on fine. But the unfortunate thing, your Benjamin's contribution to this peace mission was great. But the unfortunate thing, as a regional chair, I asked the PPRC that I want Sumano Kapen to go. So the petitioners and the national executive went. But the unfortunate thing, John Oponjo Benjamin went with talks. He took boys from here. In fact, they threatened to kill me after the incident of this boy. So he said, because of my popularity, I am in control. Because Karu Kamara told them, he said, for you to solve this problem, he said, Tony has a solution. You understand?
Well, Job is also saying that Julius Madabio, some people who he purported, who he alleged that there were talks, they went to Kenema, and it was one of them who committed this particular act.
No, let me clear this here as the regional chairman. We went for a peace mission.
Well, it ended up in pieces.
Designed by PPRC. And it was a 9-man team. John Oponjo Benjamin, even before going, people opposed him because they said, this man is the cause of the problem in Kenema. Why are you bringing it along? I said, no. In conflict resolution, there may be causers at the same time, solution makers. And indeed, I took him along. We took him along. And he participated very well. The only unfortunate thing, he went as if he's going on campaign. He took 3 jeeps, where he's occupying with some few boys, and he had another jeep from boys from Sheikh Mema, he had another jeep from boys from Freetown, Longley and Aberdeen. These are the ones who threatened to kill me. That's why I will tell you, I left Kenema under escort up to Badama.
Thank you very much. I'll come to
that's the genesis of
okay. Now, Jogobag, it seems as if there is serious intra-party problem in the SLP.
That's the issue.
Yes, and I believe it is innate. It is in depth within themselves. If they are not careful, it takes them centuries to mend those fences.
And you guys are happy about that?
Naturally. What we are not happy about is whatever touches the public touches us, especially when somebody loses his life, precious life.
But Honorable Tondono has said they are not linked. The death of that gentleman and the meeting they had, they have.
Ask me, you had it. You had it clearly. That JOB went with thugs, and that
Allegedly.
purportedly, and that it is clear that one of those killed, the person killed, is a supporter of JOB.
From Shemima.
And he's saying from Sebwema, but he's a Sierra Leonean, by the way. And it is clear that he, as the chairman, is not in support of JOB. He's clearly saying it's out here. And if you are going for a peace mission, you've got to be neutral. But we as a ministry, we are not there to clean up their own stuff. We are here talking for what is done wrong. You cannot kill somebody because there is something wrong within yourself. And we've advised the Sierra Leone people, the Sierra Leone party, to do whatever it takes to make sure that the culprit is brought to book. And then anybody who is part of it, if it's me, Mr. Tonin has got a statement to make at the police. He was threatened. He never made that statement at the police. If anybody threatens your life, it's a big thing. I think he's got to go back to Kenya and make a statement.
Well, thank you very much, Umaru Jogobari. He's the communication specialist of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs. Send your messages to number 077685545. Well, next week by this time, I'm sure Muslims would have begun observing the holy month of Ramadan, which is one of the pillars of Islam. Whereas a prelude to the Ramadan, the Islamic Center for Education, Dawah and Research, the Sierra Leone Muslim Missionaries Union and the Anzaru Mission normally organize a forum to discuss pertinent issues concerning how Muslims should prepare for the month of Ramadan. Well, this year we'll be discussing an issue that has to do with IT. The theme is technology, communication, and its effects in Islam. Well, in the studio is Dr. Ibrahim Jallo, who is the Secretary General of the Anzaru Islamic Mission. Welcome to the program, Dr. Ibrahim Jallo.
Thank you very much.
Tell us more about this forum that you'll be having, which is going to be few days to Ramadan.
First of all, this is the first Islamic conference on IT, information technology, and we saw it fit to organize it just before Ramadan because, as you know, nowadays each and every one of us is engaged in his telephone, communicating with people, and involved in social media. And the advent of the holy month of Ramadan is supposed to be prepared by spending much of your time spiritually and not in those programs on social media. If you are going to do that, of course, you have got to be guided. And it's our role as Muslim scholars to guide the public, especially Muslims who intend to maintain fasting in this holy month of Ramadan. It's our responsibility to guide the public and make sure that they maintain the spirituality that this holy month of Ramadan needs.
Okay, Doctor, someone watching you may say the issue of IT is unnecessary evil in this world. Nobody can live without a telephone for now, or nobody can live. Someone find it very difficult to live without internet. And so how would the coming of Ramadan obstruct the use of ICT, for instance?
Of course, we know there are advantages and also we have disadvantages. And there are usefulness to this technology and you have the harmful side of it. So we want people to engage in the useful sides of this technology, especially during this holy month of Ramadan. So many groups, especially the youths, engage in so many things as faith beliefs, ideologies, and other aspects of life that are not encouraged in society. But technology, as you have said, is a necessity nowadays. That's why we have the useful side of it, which we are going to encourage listeners and the public to make use and to invest in this holy month of Ramadan by fruitfully using this technology to our advantage.
So how should a Muslim use, have the benefit of ICT during the month of Ramadan?
First of all, you have different social groups in the media. You have to be choiceful. You have to choose the right ones that deal with sanity, the ones that encourage people to be God-fearing, the ones that encourage community development, and also the ones that encourage charity, especially in this holy month of Ramadan, and the ones that teach you how to spend your time during this holy month the best way in which the Almighty Allah can reward you in the best way.
Okay, and also Dr. Ibrahim Jallo, sometimes now we see people having some smartphones. In those phones you have the Quran.
Yes.
So how would you, is it permissible for one to read the Quran through a mobile phone?
Yes, it is. You can use the mobile phone to read the Holy Quran, And it's also an advantage because normally we are always with the mobile phone, but it's not easy for you to carry the Holy Quran wherever you go. That's why you can carry the mobile phone even when you are going to the toilet, but you just have to make sure that you switch it off. When it's off, it's just a material. It has got nothing that is prohibited to take in the bathroom. But with the Holy Quran itself, you can't take it into the bathroom. So that's an advantage for you using the mobile phone. And normally we don't stay without mobile phones nowadays, these smartphones. And fortunately in this technology, you don't only have the Holy Quran, the text, but you have commentaries, you have other education, Islamic education in these mobile phones. You also have the traditions of the Prophet, which guide you properly as how to spend your days in the holy month of Ramadan.
Okay, I mean, if you want to read the Holy Quran, you need to perform ablution before you get hold of the Quran. And now you are carrying your mobile phone, maybe you don't have an ablution with you.
Yes, of course, that's differences of opinion there are with regard to this one. For the Holy Quran itself, the book, you have to be prepared by being pure, that's being an ablution. With regards to the mobile phone, as I told you, if you are not in the Holy Quran program, you are in another program, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in ablution before holding the mobile phone, because the Quran is contained in there. But whenever you are about to read the Holy Quran, opening the book program itself that contains the Holy Quran, in this case you have to be pure and you have to prepare yourself for that moment.
Okay, Doctor, another thing that maybe I wanted to touch on is we have so many people now who are claiming to be scholars and they have access to the internet. They are sending all sorts of materials, all sort of things. They are claiming this is Islam. So people are confused as to know the right source.
Yes.
So how would one know the right source?
That's one of the aims of this particular conference. We have to guide the people, we have to tell them the sites that are useful to them and the correct sites, and we also have to warn them against sites that are dubious, that do not convey the correct message of Islam. So it's one of our aims and objectives of organizing this particular conference. And the conference, by the way, is organized by the Andalu Islamic Mission in collaboration with the Umar ibn Khattab Mission, as well as the Mahad Ali Mission. This time we decided that these three organizations, because they have institutes, higher institutes of Islamic education, can come together with their scholars to organize such a forum.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. He is Dr. Ibrahim Jallo, the Secretary General of the Ansarul Islamic Mission. Continue to be with us. The program is Podium, coming to you from Freetown. Well, on Saturday, more than 100,000 Sierra Leonean pupils attempted the National Primary School Examination. Well, the exams should have been conducted 2 or 3 weeks back, but the Ministry of Education had to put a hold on it as they had some problem with the West African Examinations Council. But alas, the exams went on Saturday. Well, Joseph Sano was out and about. Joseph, welcome to the program.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Thank God the exam is over now.
Thank God.
I'm sure you did visit some of the examination centers.
Of course, we visited almost 72 centers. I alone visited 21 centers, and really, if I want to talk about the exam, I want to thank Mwayek because they made it possible for this exam to be sat within the shortest possible time. And we saw them. Before the exam, we went to them on the Friday. We had vehicles, trucks loading papers going upline all over the country. I think that is a positive side of them. Then I want to thank also the ministry, though they forget to say I'm sorry, because even our children at home, if you have to do something to them, find a way to tell your children, don't be ashamed to say I'm sorry. The postponement was a wrong one. At least they should have said I'm sorry. But nevertheless, the exam was conducted. At least we had the political will for the exam to be conducted. And I saw them going around the centers. I saw even the city council. They were around the centers trying to see that the exams are convenient. And we want to also say, we did not only monitor inside the classrooms, we monitored around the vicinity. Under normal circumstances, when exams are going on, people around the vicinity harbor people who go around to sit for people, to write on question paper, and we did not see that.
Even for NPSC?
Yes, it's happening. Even for MPSC.
More rampant.
And that was not feasible there. We did not see a trace of that. So I think they are achieving it. Last year, they produced a report that MPSC examination malpractice is 0%. And I think this year, again, we've not made the research, but I think it is 0%. Okay. That is good. And
on the eve of the exams, I think the Ministry of Education informed certain schools that parents or candidates need to take their furniture to the examinations. I mean, this is unheard of.
This is the challenge, because I've just stated the positive part of the exam and we're happy, but the challenges we need to learn from this examination are many. Firstly, the issue of children taking benches, you understand, is really wrong. When we contacted the WANYEC, they said we are not responsible for that. We allocated candidates according to the report and the availability of space given to us by the Ministry of Education. So I think the Chief Education Officer, that should be a learning point for us.
So is it that the Ministry of Education go beyond what it was supposed to have given to WAEC?
Well, the issue I think there is we still have a problem with monitoring the school system, because what happened is that the Chief Education Officer and their team might be sitting in the office without knowing the amount of students that will be available, that we take, that each center we accommodate. So they just gave a figure, and it was surprising when I spoke to some of the teachers, like collegiate, and there's another school. When I spoke to the teacher, I said, but my dear friend, even during normal school hours, we were fighting here for benches. And I know that one of our key area that we want to strengthen, and even in Professor Bamaja's recommendation, was poor classroom condition. So that is very key. Because giving children benches to lift and carry to school is against the Child Rights Act, is a violation of their right, is against labor, is a violate their rights. And the other thing we noticed about the exam was that the examination centers were not conducive. The rooms were dark, and the children were just sitting close to each other. There was not sufficient space, and of course, even although they carried benches there, but it was not still sufficient.
Okay, thank you very much, Joseph Sano. The program is a Podium, coming to you from Freetown. We're going for a short break. After the break, the program continues. We are back with the program Podium, which is coming to you from Freetown, from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Honorable Tondone, what happened on Friday? People have attributed it to the rivalry and acrimony between Julius Madabio and John Oponjo Benjamin.
No, that's really not the issue.
What is it?
Madabio was never there. At that momentous time, Madabio was even with the Kumpuna community praying. It doesn't mean because I'm supporting Mr. X, if Mr. X commits crime, then you have to beat it to the next one. No. The issue between GOB and Mandabio, GOB is from the east, Mandabio is from the south. And Kenema people voted Mandabio in as against M.A. Sadi. At the end of the day, he behaved the way he did by taking people to convention who were not voted in. So the Kenema people went against him. But the fact of the matter is, PPRC did very well in mediating, and we are almost at the end of everything. But just for Bernadette Lai to come at the penultimate time to cause noise, where even AIG Caro was there. And at the end of the day, Caro said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will conclude in the morning. And he monitored the movement of JOB, he monitored the movement, he took them out, and Bernadette Lai, all of us dispatched stakeholders. Some of us were total, if you know Kenema, when we heard about this incident, which we condemn totally, and we dissociate ourselves as a party.
But I mean,
unfortunately,
the assailant is a member of your party, and you
no,
know
both of them, what I'm saying.
And people say the track record of this assailant, is it funny?
Abacha.
People
Yes.
say, I mean, if they can trace his past record, they say he's known for so.
I'm not privy to that. But what I'm saying, they're all SAPPs, and it was unfortunate that incident took place. And I want to make it here categorically clear: it's an isolated incident. The party dissociated itself with it, and we condemn it totally. The brutality. SAPP is a peaceful party, and we're very democratic.
But Job is saying this issue of violence has now become part of your party. He cited so many examples. He said, the chairman and leader, Chief Suman Okapen, had been molested in the past. He also cited Kande Yunkela. He went to your party headquarters. He was spat at, and he has given several examples.
No. He's unfortunate. When you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. The party was very peaceful till 2009. I will say it when we mistakenly gave the leadership to Opunjo Benjamin. That is the time the party assumed these elements and characteristics and peculiarities of violence.
But Job is saying
it was under his leadership. If you go to Twitter at the party office, here about Benghazi, Tripoli, the grassroots, this connotation of grassroots, the poor ones were thrown out of the gate. You understand? These are the Benghazi. You understand? So it's unfortunate, really. It was under his leadership also that this kind of thing happened in Kenema. Kenema used to be very politically cohesive. It's one family. But under his leadership, you see from the same biological parents, you see Suzanne not talking to John. The same biological parent because of different political supporters. So what we are now saying, with the help of PPRC, we should not look back again. We are pressing forward in terms of coming together, galvanizing together so that we can.
But Joby said
he took it, as I told you earlier.
Joby said the party knows, and the party is nurturing all these guys who are now serving as criminals, according to Joby.
These are the same boys Joby took when he had wanted to be chairman and leader in Kenema. These are the same boys who are shouting around him. Those he's now calling talks or whatever. Okay? Joby, the party under UNSJA, from the beginning, Paul Domba to UNSJA, the party was peaceful, there was respectability, it was under his own governance. When the NEC, the policy council, takes decision, Joby does otherwise.
Okay.
So therefore, even the case in point, there was no need for him. It's not a campaign spree we went on. We went on a peace building. We expect him to only be in his car with few of his boys that will protect him. But to have additional vehicles with unguided youth to take them to Kenema is very unfortunate.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Tondo. Now, Jogo, this issue of intra-party violence is becoming worrying as 2018 gets closer. People say maybe what is happening in the SLP is just what people are seeing. People say even your own party, the APC, things like this have a tendency to happen come 2017, 2018.
Well, thank you very much, Asmio. You are preempting, and I want to assure you that the APC is a party far more different than the SLPP.
Of course, yes.
We are very sure of what we are doing.
We are more violent.
You see, it's clear. The acting chairman of the East is saying This was
The
not
chairman
judged.
are not acting.
You're acting because I think you haven't got an election yet.
No, I'm the regional chairman.
Yeah, I don't know much about your party, by the way. And he's clearly manifested to every listener that this thing was nurtured in 2009. It's about 7 years gone. They couldn't nip the bud, and they couldn't come up to this point. They don't even know where the problem is. He is saying this is JOB, and JOB is saying somebody else, and it goes on and on and on. If you say, ask me, you list the things that are done wrong by the SLPP. Keep the whole day waiting. People just wait.
People say the APC has a hand in it in some of the things
That's
that are
interesting.
happening. People say you guys are happy that they are in disarray.
Of course.
Because they are being
As a
financed.
party, we are happy. We can hide that to you.
The conflict is being
Why
financed by
should
APC.
you? Why should you be happy?
We are not happy because somebody lost his life. But when they are in disarray, we are happy.
That is not good for the country's democracy.
When that is, we are talking about as a party, as me. When your contemporary is not doing well, you use that advantage. If their party is as strong as they are purporting it to be, I believe they should have cleaned their dirty lanes inside them, not in the streets of Kenya.
Okay, thank you.
They call it, ask me, please let me just continue. They call Kenya or the East their strong base. If that is what is happening, where they believe they are strongest, I don't know what will happen where you are their weakest.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable Tondone, people are saying these two gentlemen, JOB and Julius Madabio, should take their exit door. People say they are the two problems in your party.
No, I don't believe it's an hypothetical statement. That is not correct.
Answer the problem.
No, they are not the problem. They are Sierra Leoneans, and they are members of the party, and they have the right to exercise their political franchise. As I said, Mandabio is a very peaceful man. It's just detractors who are drawing situations that are not related to his personality. JOB, when we were working these few days, I realized that he's a man that reasons. And indeed, we had our differences in the discussion, in the dialogue. But at the end of the day, he even supported my conclusion. We're on the same page as against the view of the minority leader, Bernadette Lai. People should not capitalize. JOB is an individual, Mandabio is an individual.
But there are two stakeholders.
They are stakeholders. It is unfortunate that under the leadership of John Oponjo Benjamin, they are the stakeholders. You know, people are just drawing daggers.
No, earlier you said it was only when JOB became the flag bearer of the party that this issue of Togri is now. I mean, JOB said SLP was peaceful not until Julius Madabio became your flag bearer.
No, that's not correct. You know, I'm older than JOB in the SLPP. I'm a very old man now in the SLPP. I voted for JOB. I campaigned for JOB because he has an admirable character, personality, as against our own Eastern brother too, M.A. Sandi. Mandabio came to SLPP around 2000, 2005 when he contested in Makeni. He's a quiet-spoken young man. We thought JOB, we pushed the standards that were already set in the party when we voted him as a chairman. He was chairman 2009. At about 2010, we went for a mini conference where he said he should become a chairman and leader. There were some constitutional tussle. We have to buy and sell, you know, so we made him chairman and leader. I remember an incident. I lost one of my relatives. Then, being one of the good debaters, they said,
We'll turn on the program is Podium.
People should be realistic.
Well, thank you very much. Now, Dr. Ibrahim Jallo. Now, let's look at the role of the Muslim scholars in sending out some of these messages as what Muslims should do with the issue of ICT. What are you going to teach your colleagues, scholars?
We have a workshop where we have papers that are going to be presented by scholars. And there are main topics that we are going to treat. First of all, we are going to see how to safeguard the society from the harmful sides. Of course, by strengthening our religious and moral values, strengthening family ties, and we also have to establish good links or strong links with our scholars. These are some of the things. And we also have to look at the harmful effects of IT, especially during this month of Ramadan. And we also have to look on the other side also the usefulness of this particular technology generally and especially during the month of Ramadan. So the papers that are going to be discussed are going to be well researched and are going to be presented to the public, especially the missionaries, to help them in this holy month of Ramadan so that we can really concentrate this time round on this technology so that we can guide, as I have said earlier, the public.
Okay. Are you worried that this issue of ICT, if not well handled in a country like Sierra Leone, it will have a negative effect on the Muslim population?
Of course. The Muslims are the greater majority of the population, and the negativity of IT, if not used properly, is going to be very harmful, not only to the Muslim but to the nation as a whole. You have security threats. Nowadays, you have that one. You have the moral aspect of it also, and you also have, as you have been saying, devious and criminal sites that go for fraud and other things. So we really have to be very, very careful. And any danger to this community or this nation is in the greater part danger to the Muslims more than any other, because we are more than the other religions.
Okay. Also on the social media, Dr. Normally people send messages saying if you send this message to 5-10 people, you are going to receive good news, so and so thing is going to happen to you.
That's not correct. That's really wrong. You don't have such facts except from the revelation, either from the Prophet Muhammad or from the Holy Quran, to tell you that if you send such a message that I'm sending to you, to 5 or 10 people, that you are going to get not such a number of reward. It's just fooling people and wasting people's time also. So let no one listen to that one. You have your Quran, you have your traditions of the Prophet, and this time round, we want you to invest properly in this holy month of Ramadan. Maybe the next one will not meet you and you may not be there. So don't listen to those people. Listen to the scholars that you have faith in, that you trust, so that they can correctly guide you what you have to do.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ibrahim Jallo. Let's go for text message. One says, what did the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs do for the Okada man who was killed by police along Houghton Road? Odo's SLP party and their members are not mature enough to face the present dynamic in politics and good governance reform. Trust me. Another one says, it was a disappointing outcome in Kenema. People should see themselves as humans. I hope the defaulters will be dealt with. The founder said, Tondone, as a strong member of the Paupa, you are the leader of violence in Kenema. Honorable Tondone.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate. Those who know me, they know I'm a very peaceful person. In fact, I have a whole NGO called Education for Peace. And I'm a man of principles. And by my background as an economist, I do everything on cost-benefit analysis. I tried in my level best, and Kenya is peaceful though,
But this issue has taken...
No, it's just the issue of this JOB, but Kenya is peaceful. The party members are interacting. It's just a matter of these Fudesano to be chairman, but they interact, they go to clubs together.
And I will see that you are downplaying this issue.
No, I'm not downplaying it. It was serious before now, but with the help
and
of
it has gone worse now.
No. I told you we've almost solved the problem. It's unfortunate that this isolated incident happened, and we're encouraging the police to delve into the situation and investigate properly. And we as a party, somebody was just telling me that the deceased left a very young daughter or boy, about 3-4 years. I will encourage the party from my presentation, we'll be meeting on Friday, so that the party can adopt that child.
Would you be ready to present the people that the police are asking to come forward?
I think they're already in the police hands.
Some are still on the run.
No, well, what I know, I think 2 names came out. I understand. Of course, when Kenema went for new was arrested, you know, I understand the other boy has given himself up, you know, and we are praying that all those who are concerned, the police will be able to arrest them and the law should take its course.
Okay, yeah, Jogo, the law should take its course. In the SLP press release, they condemn the action. They are saying
yes.
all those who have hands, who have linked to that particular issue should be brought to book.
Yes.
You know, it is interesting when Honorable Tondone is here saying everything is okay in Kenema. You lost a life, a precious Sierra Leonean.
No, he's saying there's chaos in Kenema.
There is.
The membership is together. I don't want you to give the opinion that SLPP.
We are not talking about the SLPP in this case. We are talking about the general public.
Good.
The good of the public.
But sanity has been restored now.
Sanity has never been there.
Until those culprits are brought to book. When you go to Kenema, this morning we spoke with key stakeholders in Kenema. People are not thinking that they are very safe. Because of
that case, that one I would say is an isolated
case.
It's
an isolated case. And some of these people are not yet brought to book.
As I'm talking to you, Kenema is normal. People are going about their normal business. You should not fabricate anything here.
It's not fabrication, for goodness sake.
You know?
If you cannot take the issue of one dead person very serious and you are they play minor games on it.
Look at our press release.
Yes.
We condemned it. I will condemn it tomorrow. And we are encouraging the police to investigate.
It's not the issue of condemnation. You should have prepared yourself far, far better.
No, but I mean, Jogo, SLPP, according to Honorable, the meeting had ended.
Yes.
No. We had him saying, the AIG North, who played a very, very key role.
AIG East,
who played a very, very key role, advised them to carry forward the meeting for the next day.
And that they did.
And that we did.
Yes. And that is because he has seen something wrong coming on.
No, yeah, that's their perception.
No, that is it, or else he would not have cancelled it. He advised them to do it for the following day because he has smelled the rat. You know, so I think they should try to put their house in order.
Are you guys not brilliant? Are you guys not brilliant out of proportion?
Is somebody dead? You calling it brilliant out of proportion? For goodness sake.
It
is not just the burning of vehicles or maybe burning of houses, inferno. We are saying a precious life of this country.
Thank you very much, Umaru Jogo Barry. Now, Sano, as we are trying to round up now. Also,
don't draw political insinuations.
Sano, I also saw one of the question papers.
I was just coming to that.
I think a wrong answer also.
In fact, it was not even one. We saw 1 or 2.
And that's very sad.
When I saw it, but let me tell you, the answer was drink, but in the shading process, it was dinner. And
they shaded the wrong answer.
Yeah, they shaded. But the answer, they explained the answer as drink. The correct answer is drink, but they shaded the wrong answer. And how can I attribute that? Let's be frank. It was just, if these exams were not under rush, this should have not happened. The first blunder was from the Ministry of Education to cancel this exam for no just reason. So the WAEC was just trying to.
Sano, are you saying it was after the postponement that's why WAEC drew the questions?
Let me tell you,
questions have been drawn before that.
I accept what you are saying, but I can also tell you that
said in this same program that he had prepared everything. So
I want to tell you that during those times that these questions were brought forward, there have been internal dynamics, political interference into that place. So there is no. But on the more hand, it is important. The error is bad, but it is not like. It is a typographical error, and I think they should take note of that.
Thank you very much. Sano, Jogo, as we are rounding up in just 5 seconds now, what do you expect to see in the next few days? Are you going to allow the police to do an independent investigation?
Yes, and we are urging them to do it speedily. I had somebody talking about the Okada rider who was killed by police at Cruiser Road, and this is very serious. As we say, whatever goes wrong with the public touches us very, very much. We are not the police, but we want to assure the public that we are monitoring the process very, very well, and that we are urging the police to come out with a resolution.
Is this a signal of what is yet to come 2018 in your party?
No, not necessarily. I would tell you, in the immediate run, SLPP will be one of the most formidable party in terms of unity as I tell you, the peace drive, we are moving with high velocity. The incident that took place is very isolated, and we express our regret and we sympathize with the bereaved family.
Some people are saying Madam, you should be questioned.
No, it has nothing to do with that. These are just insinuations by detractors. I should be questioned. I'm the regional chair. But I'm innocent. We had already dispatched. Thank God Karu Kamara was with us. All stakeholders, we had already dispatched. It was after about 1 hour, 30 minutes, we had about this unfortunate and this brutality.
Thank you very much.
What I'm saying, before I leave this podium, I must say this. I was also attacked by the boys of JOB.
Did you report that to the police?
Oh yeah, Karu knows about that. I was given an escort to leave Kenema. And now that the political affairs man, they've started coming to the podium, they should know that Tetema Tonen, who is the regional vice chairman, my life is under threat, and they said if we proceed to Kono, they will also kill me. From here, I will go into the CID to make my report. Well, and I hope he will take it to his office to make the report to the minister.
Can you please tender a letter?
Dr. Ibrahim Jallo, as we are rounding up an advice to the Muslims for this year's Ramadan. And Doctor, normally sometimes 1 or 2 or 3 days to Ramadan, everybody saying tomorrow is Ramadan, next tomorrow. We have different days, everybody's saying what's you're not supposed to say.
That's because the months in the Muslim calendar either ends in 29 or 30 days.
Okay.
And this year we expect Ramadan to start either on Monday or Tuesday next week.
Okay.
It's the same thing. So we are not starting until the present month ends.
Okay.
So either Monday or Tuesday is going to be the first of the Ramadan. Then our conference is going to start on Saturday. It's a 2 days conference, Saturday and Sunday, at the Islamic Center, inshallah ta'ala. Then my final advice is that let's get prepared and geared towards the holy month of Ramadan. Let's prepare spiritually. Let's repent for our sins that we have been committing, and let's go into this holy month as if this is going to be our last month, as the last month of our lives.
Okay.
So that at the end of this month we are going to paradise.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. It's Dr. Ibrahim Jallo, the Secretary General of the Ansar Islamic Mission. In the studio also is Honorable Philip Sondana, Regional Chairman of the SLPP East. Also Omar Ujagobari, the Communication Specialist of the Ministry of Political and Public Affairs, and Joseph Sano of Education Microscope. On behalf of all of us and my producer, Salmata Jallo, I've been your host, Asmi Ba. Till we join you again tomorrow. Have a blessed and lovely day. God bless you.